Hello everyone and welcome back to my Shattered Space playthrough. This is episode 2. Let's get down to it. We're heading up to the morning cockpit after becoming a promised of House Varun. You know, signing my soul away to a great serpent. Yeah, flagship of the Varun fleet. I totally see it.
Good to see you. You would speak with...
I'm not going to read all that. I'm just collecting them.
Something I can do for you?
Hey, you can shut up. Alright, and... I usually grab slates in case I ever want to read them, and then I'll like stockpile them at my base with intentions of reading them, and then I never read them. Sometimes I do, like first time through I read everything, but this ain't my first time through.
How may I assist you?
You may get to the point. Oh, really?
Welcome, Vindicator.
Good grief.
You stand before what remains of the High Council, advisors to Anasko Varun. We are all that is left after the disaster that has befallen our people.
Oh, yeah.
I represent House Dulkef. Jamal is from House Kadik, and we are joined by Lovek of House Vital. We are, all of us,
I should call you
hopeful
Bob,
that your arrival in Dazra and your
Seymour,
clear connection to Anasko Varun,
and Jane.
for the first time in weeks, represent some semblance of hope.
Okay, Bob. Hey, in the United Colonies, we have this stuff called soap. Really helps with whatever you got going on your face, my dude.
But you do. We have only seen brief glimpses of him since the incident. But you heard him speak. How can that be taken as anything other than providence? Please, just allow us a moment to explain.
By all means, Malabor. I can't wait to see how you spend this.
Please, can we just for a moment...
Can we just for a moment what? Discuss whether or not to allow the first convert to House Varun since before any of us were born? A bit late on that, it seems.
You were not there. You did not see Anasko. It felt different. We have already wasted so much time...
You're correct. I was not there. Because you elected to travel to the spaceport on your own. And then decided this on your own.
Do not waste time with more bickering. Anasko, and by extension House Varun, suffers with every passing moment.
Of course, Lovek. My apologies. Please, Malabor. Do go on.
Anasko Varun, like his father before him, has relied on the teachings of Jinan to guide us.
You go on.
Anasko wondered if perhaps it was time to seek guidance directly from the Great Serpent, and so sought a means of reaching out.
You go on.
Perhaps he found the teachings inadequate.
Careful, Kadik. You tread on dangerous ground.
I mean nothing by it. We simply were never consulted on the
Looks
matter
safe
and
to
do
me.
not know the full motive.
The point is that a series of experiments have taken place over the years, utilizing grav drive technology to
And there it
hopefully
is.
make direct contact with the Great Serpent, similar to Jinan Varun's initial meeting.
You know what it did to Earth,
And
right?
then something went wrong.
We
Yeah.
do not know what happened. We
I
were
do.
not inside the scaled citadel at the time.
Had we been, we wouldn't be standing here now. We'd be like the rest of them.
A great tide of energy emanated from the scaled citadel and swept across Dazra.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Much was destroyed in its wake.
Not
Those
shocking.
caught in the blast have been left in a state of confusion, trapped halfway between our universe and the vortex. The citadel itself remains in such a state. Right there and yet beyond our reach. We can only assume that the experiment is still running, somehow preventing us from entering the citadel. We
Yep.
cannot get in, so we cannot stop it. We're beginning to lose hope before you arrived.
Well, my first word of advice, or reminder, if you will, those who don't study the past are doomed to repeat it, and y'all fucked up.
Your arrival and your interaction with Anasco shows that he can still be saved. A plan had been devised to access the Citadel, but the work stalled. Clearly, it is time to move forward with it. The current head of our science team, Ekris, should be in Jinan Plaza down below us, towards the Citadel. Tell him about your experience with Anasco, and that work on the morning device must proceed.
Yeah, alright. I guess I'll help you try and clean up this nasty mess. Like, dude, come on. There's a whole bunch of info on how this is just a bad idea. But, sure. Yep. And when I fix this, promise no more grab drive stuff. Okay, no more shenanigans. Shit's done.
Do you know the scientists out at Hamadi Station?
The old married couple? Azad and Shireen, if I remember right. I've met them a few times.
Do you truly have no shame, Amir? No shame at all.
The
What you
Great
have done
Serpent
goes
will
beyond
deliver us from
disgrace.
this. I know
It's
it.
morbid, disgusting.
If you say so.
hang your head in shame. But instead-
I guess I'm the Great Serpent.
We will all be lucky to see the end of the year. Well, look who it is. You have made quite a stir, and given the state of things, that is a singular accomplishment.
I do that
To
everywhere I
what
go.
do I owe the honor, Vindicator?
Well, you know, that grab drive you guys took out of the morning ship and, you know, used to cause all this mess. I'm here to help you, you know, finish the job, I guess.
Did he now? How magnanimous. But approval is approval, and I will gladly take it. I will spare you much of the technical detail.
Thank you,
as
thank you.
I confess that pieces of it I barely understand myself.
Eh,
One cannot help but notice the energy field around the scaled citadel.
quite
Until
pretty.
we can get through it, we cannot shut down the experiment inside, and it has proved quite impossible to get through. We had the beginnings of a plan to build a makeshift contraption to redirect grav drive energy to see if we could penetrate the barrier, but the project came to a halt. Politics got in the way. Every one of the houses needs to contribute, and everyone realized they could potentially use it for leverage. What should have been a cooperative effort turned contentious. Easy decisions became negotiations. And so, construction never began. We have sat here, staring at this disaster as supplies pile up for well over a week now. Serpent help us, it is infuriating.
Ekris. Can I call you Scott? Listen, Scott. You're using a grab drive. You plan to use a grab drive to solve a problem you caused with a grab drive. Are you seeing the flaw in this plan? I mean, I'm sure we can make something work, but your planet is fucked, dude. It's done. It's baked. But let's do it.
Indeed. All must serve. I believe I've done enough complaining for now. Time
No.
to get to work.
Not nearly enough.
If you're here, the council has likely sent word to the houses that it's time to stop the infighting. I doubt it will be enough. I need to oversee construction here, make sure things are built to specifications. If you could follow up with the houses, that may speed up the process.
Yep. He usually does.
I appreciate that someone around here is eager to get to work. House Vetol owes us access codes for the city power grid. It's the only way to guarantee enough power to activate the device. House Kadik was supposed to provide a young scientist named Sahima to help me. She had at least some experience with the original Citadel experiment. No idea why they refused to send her. And Hasmek, the new elder of House Dulkef, he has been distant, guarded. He claims to have vital information about an important component of the experiment, but has withheld it until now. Help me get what we need, and we will see what we can do for the Speaker, and for House Varun. And I may have something that can help you in whatever trials the Serpent puts before you as we navigate this. We have been nearly overwhelmed with all that has happened over the last few weeks, but I have still spent some time doing my own research. These phantoms, the vortex. Fascinating subject, really.
I want to go
only there
get
were
started.
some less disastrous way we could have discovered.
Can I go?
this.
Thank you. Now I can eat. Alright, which one is this one? I don't want to do that one first. Let's see here.
We are to stand on equal footing with the outsiders. We must rebuild Dazra to its former glory.
Not that one first either.
Without construction materials and resources.
Jetpacking around. There we are.
Is foolish, Victor.
Texture bugs.
The High
Gotta love
Council
them.
needs access to the power grid if we hope to restore the city. Your inability to provide a legitimate excuse for denying them will only last so long.
Victoria is right. I know you're angry, but you can't let personal matters interfere with what may be best for everyone.
Correct.
Personal matters? This is a Ministry of State matter, and I will handle it as I see fit. He is a traitor. He turned his back not only on his family, but on our people's entire belief system. The fact that he still breathes is a stain upon the House Vethal name.
You would doom us all with your pride.
I will do as I please as head of this house. If you are not a member of House Vethal, you do not belong here.
Okay, I'll leave. Ah, crap.
Another High Council lackey come begging? I told Lovick no more.
Forgive my brother. He has been forgetting his manners of late.
Yeah, I see that.
Victor, this is Anasko's chosen. You recall Lovick sent word.
I recall he spoke of a newly anointed promised. And we do not need help, especially from an outsider.
You can't continue to refuse the council. You must act. Your inaction is killing you.
Precisely, which is why he leaves me no choice but to say this.
This.
My nephew Varric has left, and until he returns, Victor refuses to assist the council.
These are hardly matters for the ears of an outsider. You have no idea what you speak of.
Sure I do.
You are an outsider. You have no understanding of our house.
I know how walls work, and roofs, and floors, and stairs, doors. That's a house. You're making a big deal out of it.
Is this not the opportunity you've been looking for, brother? A third party capable of finding Varric?
Yes, you said so yourself. Someone with no loyalties to speak of. And if she's become promised, truly her arrival is more than coincidence.
Serpent, give me strength. You both speak true. Perhaps I have reacted in haste. Tell me, Vindicator, are you well practiced in discretion?
I don't even know what discretion is. No. Range
I
and
have heard
operative here.
reports on Ryujin from the Ministry of Conjunction. This news gives me hope. As Vittoria mentioned, my son, Varric, has left. Essentially, he has abandoned his post. And not only did he turn his back on his house, but the Great Serpent as well. He
I
is
plan
a
to do that
traitor
when I leave.
and must be dealt with as such.
Victor, surely you don't mean it.
He does, Luther. He is allowing his fervent pride and anger to cloud his judgment. What my brother is trying to say is that he wishes his own son dead. First, we lose Vashti to that malignance tearing through Dazra. And now you so willingly offer up Varric. As if our house has not suffered enough loss already.
Of course it would. As someone from the settled systems, you have no concept of what the Great Serpent demands of us.
Because he's not real.
I do not wish Varric dead, but as head of the Ministry of State, he left me no choice. All must serve. Those who refuse will be met with death. Exceptions show weakness, and we cannot afford to show weakness at a time like this.
Dude, you're all weak right now.
Same for less. You act as if death is the only answer. What about forgiveness?
I will not risk the Ministry's authority on the actions of my own son, even if he is my chosen heir. If the High Council wants my cooperation, I need you to find Varric and carry out his sentence.
No.
And I would ask you to spare him.
Yes.
My brother is acting under impulse, not reason.
I have never been more clear.
You're not
Speak
clear at
against
all.
me one more time,
I can't
and
see
you
through
will
you.
regret it. Varric has a signet ring with House Vithal's family crest. Bring it to me as proof of death.
Oh, that makes sense.
Only then will I grant you access to the power grid.
Because we all know rings can't be removed from the living. I'll see what I can do, bud.
That you get it done. I recommend you start by speaking to patrons of the Herald's Rest. Some of Varric's associates there may know where he went, but keep in mind, anyone who has directly aided him in hiding is an accomplice and shares his fate.
Sure.
If they were, they will pay the price. And remember, absolute discretion. All anyone needs to know is that you are looking for Varric for personal reasons. I will not risk word of his disappearance getting out before I can say the situation has been handled.
Right. Okay. Guys, about 6 screws loose of a full IKEA set of furniture. And we all know how crazy you gotta be to buy everything from IKEA. Except for meatballs. I like their meatballs. Also, IKEA is pretty cool. Until you have to put shit together. Then it sucks.
I pray that the Great Serpent
This bar
will
is the
deliver us
only
from
thing
our
keeping many
hardships
people
soon.
sane.
One at a time, please. I'm looking for Varric.
Varric? Depends on who's looking for him.
Me.
And Vi, of course. Sounds like Varric, at least. Truth is, I haven't seen him for a few days myself. But if you find him, tell him he better come check on his tab. I know he's good for it, but since he gave Eggy permission to use it, it's sky high. So that's the truth of it. All right. I'll give you something. I don't know where he is, but there's a man, Dane Salavea. He might know.
Okay.
Just don't make me regret it. Dane's a bit of a regular ever since DarkStar went to hell. Just wait around a bit and he's bound to wander in.
I've only ever had to wait an hour for him. I don't know if it's just luck time of day or
If you do find
if
Varric,
it's specifically just
tell him to
any
stop
wait
by.
period.
He's missed.
Yeah, shut up.
Hope things start looking up soon around here. Hey, aren't you that outsider made promise that showed up here recently?
Yeah, like an hour ago.
You telling me they made you promise, and you aren't even a believer? The High Council must be really desperate for answers if they overlook that. I'm an outsider myself. It's hard to get into the whole giant snake thing. Tell me about it. I've been toting stuff back and forth for these people for years and still get the cold shoulder most places I go. But then these people lose half their city and you show up, and suddenly it's divine intervention.
Yeah. Well, not everybody likes me.
You play your cards here right, you win them over. You've already been dealt a winning hand as it is. Anyway, enough about that. What can I do you for?
You're not doing me for anything. But I heard you know where Varric is.
That's so. Well, I guess that depends, Vindicator. Who wants to know?
The Vindicator?
Oh, sure. You just show up out of the blue and suddenly want to know where to find House Vathal's #1 son?
Mm-hmm.
And I know he wasn't lost to whatever ate up half of Dazra. Plenty of people have seen him since. Although, let's just say after what went down here, my retirement's looking imminent, and I haven't exactly been saving up for a rainy day. So if you're feeling generous, maybe we can help each other out.
Sure, let me check. Yeah, 1,000.
Nice to see we operate on the same wavelength. I'm pretty sure he's heading into the Highlands. Just not sure where. But I do have the means to track him. So you just say the word and we're off to the races.
Sure, let's go.
After you. Once we're outside of Dazra, I'll fire up my tracker, and fingers crossed, it'll lead us right to him. Just head out the west gate, should be the fastest route.
When you said after you, I was like, oh, I can leave now, and then you gotta keep talking. Who needs feet when you have a jetpack? Ta-da! More slates. I'll take the ammo. Plate.
What the hell? They could be hiding somewhere.
The gun is OP.
Still in one piece.
Stop.
I could have done without that. All my years and all the planets I've been on. Never gonna get used to those things.
Yeah, wait until you run into a terror morph.
Terror what? I think I'll pass. At least I don't see a body around here, so I hope that means Varric's alive. You find anything?
A bunch of stuff.
Injured? Hope he doesn't bleed out by the time we find him. Well, what's next?
He probably
Varric
won't.
must have fled in a hurry since his tracker's still here. So guess the rest is up to us. Sounds like a plan. And hopefully that injury slows him down enough for us to catch up. Let's head back down and see what we can find. And by we, I mean you.
Stop talking. Get things done faster. Everybody on this planet's all yakety yak, yak, yak. And right through with a little bit of a head bump. I don't need your random encounters. I will fly straight to the destination.
That's far enough, strangers. You want to tell me what you're doing on my property uninvited?
We're looking for...
Well, you won't find him here. This isn't exactly the type of place where house members frequent. Of course, fellow promised. Please forgive my abruptness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you here obligated? You know it must be house business.
Indeed, brother. All must serve.
Irina, are you sure you know what you're doing?
Zen.
Almost
yes,
serve things kind of grown on me.
Never mind.
I might conquer
They're just
Dazra.
overly cautious. As I said before, I've never seen Varric Pathal. We keep to ourselves. There's no reason for a path to cross. But we did aid an injured young man a few days ago.
And there
That's
it
gotta
is.
be Varric.
It's too coincidental. It must have been him. We sent him north. There's a long-abandoned growth farm we felt he could make use of. He claimed he lost everything in the incident that swallowed half of Dazra.
Slight exaggeration.
He wanted to start a new life. We even gave him 2 of our own groats to get started.
You might want to make your way north after we're done. And claim your groats.
Thanks for the help.
All must serve.
Yeah. Like what I'm hearing. Oh, come on. Getting stuck on pebbles on the terrain. This is why I jetpack everywhere. Okay. And one down. I don't remember if there was anything in here or not. Save. Always quick save here. Take 2. Persuasion fail.
It's been a minute since I stretched the old legs. Nothing going on out here. How about you?
He's right over there. Yeah, he's standing at the corner.
Sounds like it's a waiting game then.
Not for long.
It seems I have uninvited guests. You want to explain yourselves?
If I have to.
Oh, hey, it's me. Dane. Put the gun down already.
It's not you I'm concerned about. It's your friend.
We are not friends.
I wish I could say I was pleased to meet you, but something tells me this isn't a social call. Please, if you're here on my father's orders, allow me to plead my case.
If you must.
I am not sure how familiar you are with our culture, but all I've ever wanted was the right to choose. I was born House Vithal. I was raised to inherit the role of elder, to run the Ministry of State, to worship the Great Serpent. But I want none of it.
Yeah, boo-hoo-hoo.
That's what I said when I first met him. But I came around.
It's never mattered how much I tried to reason with him. My father simply would not let me go. His pride and the fear of what it would mean for House Vithal is all he cares about. Then you understand. All I want is to make my own life. Something Tane understood and was willing to help me with.
Yeah, for credits.
The credits help too. But yeah, guess you got the whole scoop now. Yeah, I needed a way to find him once he got outside the city. I lost my ship to the incident, so I didn't want Barrick running off thinking I could just grab him and go. I was also out all the credits he was going to pay me. That's where you came in. I figured, why not 2 for the price of 1? I didn't realize it was going to turn into a whole thing.
So, now you know my true intentions for leaving, and given the circumstances, I may be here for some time.
Yeah, that ain't gonna fly,
I hope
buddy.
now is to make the best of it here.
Well, no, you need to go back. And you need to do your job.
I can't do that. The truth is, the scaled citadel was the last straw. My people are so blinded by faith and politics, they don't see how it's destroying us. Anasko Varun eliminated half our population in the blink of an eye. My sister Vashti among them. I could no longer live in a society that won't put its people first. That would destroy itself in the name of a god that has done nothing for us.
I mean, I get it, dude, but seriously,
I understand.
We're gonna have to
some
talk
people
about
need
this.
faith as guidance, but Varun's society takes it too far. I hope you can see why I want to walk away from all this. To start my own life. I ask that you give me that chance.
I mean, I can understand, but you know, you're shitting on the whole planet at this point, bud.
No. I can't go back. I want nothing to do with that life. It's not that I want to let anyone down. It does weigh heavily on me.
And then auto persuade.
I've never considered that. I know. It does make me reconsider. All right. I concede.
Boom. There it is.
I can see how I may have acted abruptly.
Mm-hmm.
Vashti's death. So much devastation. So much loss. But will my father even take me back?
I'll make sure he does.
Returning to Dazra is something I can hardly believe myself. So point made. I'll need to make some preparations before I return. Gathering my things and making sure Bella and Boris are taken care of. I'll be along shortly.
Sure.
Same here. I'm going to stick around and help Barrick out. Besides, I don't think I want to be around when you report back to Victor. Do me a favor and find me later at the Herald's Rest.
Alrighty. Love it when doors just push you around. Okay, nothing worth looting. And now, just in case of a crash, quick save again. I mean, I could fast travel for these trips, but it is a pretty planet. Specifically the coloration, the sky, I like it all. And I know the sky was caused probably by their event. Create those auroras and stuff, but it's appealing to the eye. Or maybe it's just that Silk is cold-hearted and she likes destruction. Could be that. Landed so I could sprint again. I turned around and it slowed me down. I need to come back after this series and do the side quests. I haven't done any of the side quests yet. I've only ever done the main quest here in Dazra. Oh yeah, I gotta eat and drink. Do that when I land. That is way too many of those things. They hit really hard at level 513. Love this gun. And there we go. That was fun. Nice little distraction. It's always good to just blow things up. Very therapeutic. Here we go.
All must serve.
What news do you bring, Vindicator?
Hopefully some good news.
Serpent, be merciful. Tell me you spared my nephew.
Is this true? You allowed a traitor to live.
Did the next best thing. Brought him back.
Return?
Victor, this is great news. Truly, the great serpent has guided him back to you.
Well, not exactly the Great Serpent, but I have returned nonetheless.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm the Great
Father,
Serpent at this point.
I admit I had no intention of coming back, but the Vindicator found me. She helped me see under a different light. Will you forgive me?
Victor, how dare you stall when your son has asked your forgiveness?
This freaking... The subtitles, it just had ... Great. I'm offering you a second chance.
Father, I have returned out of love and support for you and House Vetal. I am ready to dedicate myself fully.
Do you have any idea the trauma you have caused me? The damage you could have wrought upon this house?
It was never my intention to harm you or this house. Losing Vashti. So much devastation. I feared we devoted ourselves blindly to a path that would lead to our end. I let my emotions get the best of me. I lost my way, but I have returned. Repentant and ready to serve.
You know me so well, do you?
The Vindicator may not, but I do. And you know she speaks truth. Varric is every bit his father's son.
So I stand corrected. Varric, I have always seen myself in you, son. Even the weaker emotional side. Much like your aunt does for me, I know Vashti did for you. She was your anchor. It should be no surprise how her death drove you away.
Thank you, Father. All I ask is for your understanding and forgiveness.
And you shall have it.
It's good to have you back with us, Varric.
You put my son back on the right path and guided him home.
Mm-hmm.
Come, Varric. Let us get you resettled.
Now that we have a bit more privacy,
I
wanted to discuss the matter of any traitors among us. Did you find anyone who aided my son in his treachery? Good. Unfortunately, I have heard ramblings among the people of Varric's disappearance. Wardens are dealing with the matter as we speak. But, while not the orders given, you restored this house and have my gratitude. Here, the access code that Ekris needs to connect to the power grid. Now go. Obviously, my son and I have much to discuss.
Alrighty. Let's get out of this house. And we'll go turn this in.
You do not understand. I saw Anasco, took measure of his burdens.
What you are describing is a dream, nothing more.
I'm actually going to
Not
end it
a
here.
dream. A message
this is the end of episode
from the
2.
great serpent himself.
Oh my god, shut up.
With all due respect to your craft, dear sister, now is not the time for incense and ashes.
Okay, I'm going to end it here for this episode, because as soon as I turn that in, it's going to start the next quest. So, I will catch you all again in episode 3. I hope you're having as much fun as I am, maybe even more fun. Hopefully more fun. Have more fun. That's in order. So, I will catch you again next time. Peace.